Guys, so here is my August wrap-up and September to be read. So first of all, I didn't get all 3 of the books I showed you last month done this month, but first let me talk about the ones I did get done. So at the beginning of the month, I finished Everything by Nicola Yoon. I really enjoyed the book. The ending felt a little rushed, and the ending just didn't satisfy me at all. It left it too open-ended for me, and I didn't really like that. And I actually saw the movie version of this book also this month, and the movie had a better ending to me. It felt more like a close. It gave me a lot more closure than the book did, but I still enjoyed the book. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Then the next book I finished was The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee, Ahdieh, and I apologize if I mispronounced her name. This book was a little bit of a struggle for me. The first 170 pages I felt were a little too slow, and I also focused some chapters on characters I didn't really care about, like Tariq and Jahander. Once again, apologize. I'm going to mispronounce every name to do with this book I'm going to mispronounce, so just bear with me. For those first 170 pages, I only really cared about Khalid and Shazi, but it still wasn't gripping me. But then after I got past those first 170 pages, that's when the story started to pick up, and I really grew to love the story. And I understand why it is that way. It's a duology, I understand, so of course, now finishing the book, I understand, oh yeah, well, she had to have that slow beginning to get the story developed to the point where we can get to the drama, and then it'll progress into The Rose and the Dagger. But at the time, I just was really annoyed because I wanted to like this book, and at first, I really did not like it, but by the end of the story, I really loved it, and I can't wait to read the second book. And yeah, so I'd give The Wrath and the Dawn 4 out of 5 stars. I can admit, during the month of August, I had a little bit of a slump where a week and a half I just did not want to read at all. And that is why I didn't fully get all 3 of my books done. So I didn't actually I only got like 2 chapters in the second book in this Bind Up the Struggle read. But for me, I'm going to try to finish this today, either today or tomorrow. I'm giving myself those 2 days. I'm kind of counting them into August, even though they're September 1st and 2nd, but either way. So hopefully I can finish this either today or tomorrow, so that way I can get into my September books. But yeah. So technically I only finished 2, but hopefully this can get done before the 3rd. That's when I'm going to officially count the beginning of September. Speaking of September, let's get into the books I'm going to read in September. And real quick, I don't think I mentioned this in my last one, but if I did, then I'm just going to repeat myself. But I kind of decided, because Booktubeathon really got me back into the groove of reading, I decided for every month I'm going to choose 4 books, because there's 4 different areas in my room that have books, so I'm just choosing a book at random. Or some of them may have a theme, like next month will be Halloween, so those are going to be kind of the scary books I own. But as for for the rest of the month, I'm just kind of choosing random books I just haven't read. So, and I already have it, I have it mapped out until, as you can see, May of next year. I have it all figured out, what books I'm reading, which for, so I'll always be prepared. But yeah, so let's talk about the books I'm going to be reading and hopefully getting read in September. For the first week of September, which will be the 3rd through the 9th, I'm going to try to get read Flowers in the Attic by V.C. Andrews. I have seen the movie version of this, but I've never read the book, and I love this cover. I've seen multiple different covers of Flowers in the Attic, and I think this one's my favorite. But yeah, so this book is 411 pages. We'll see how this goes. I like the movie, but I don't know how well the book is translated into a movie, and, vice versa. So we'll see how this goes. I'm hoping I'll like it. I'm hoping I'll be able to get through it. We shall see. Then the book I'm going to try to read through the second week of September, which will be the 10th through the 16th, is The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. Margaret Atwood is an author I've tried to read multiple times, but I just haven't found the right book, and I know this is her most famous book, The Handmaid's Tale, and I know it's a show on Hulu. As you can tell, I have the Hulu cover. I haven't watched the show because I don't have Hulu, but yes, I'm really excited to finally read The Handmaid's Tale and find out what all the hype is about. This book is 311 pages, so I feel like I'll be able to read that within a week, but it just depends on what the context of the book and whether or not it will be a struggle for me to read it, and also the pacing. If it's really slow, that might affect me, but we shall see. Then the third week of September, the 17th to the 23rd, I'm going to try to read Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. This is a author and series I know so many people, not only the booktube community, but also just book readers in general, have really loved. And I've owned the first book for quite a while, a couple of years now, I think, and I just haven't got around to reading it. But that's going to change. I'm going to finally give it a read. This is 404 pages. And I'm also a little hesitant to read this because I've heard from a lot of people that the first 2 books are amazing, the rest of the series is not, so we shall see. I will judge for myself. But I love this cover, though, I will admit that. So I'm excited to finally read this and see what all the hype that I've heard about on the internet is about. And then for the final week of September, the 24th to the 30th, I'm going to try to read Fangirl by Rowell. This book is 435 pages. This is definitely a lot thicker than Eleanor and Park. And like I said in my book review for Eleanor and Park, just because the ending was very unsatisfying for me, that does not put me off to Rowell's books. I really enjoyed that story, so I'm hoping I will enjoy Fangirl. This is actually the one I wanted to read the most, but I decided to read Eleanor and Park first because that's the first one I'd heard about. But Fangirl, I feel like I will be able to relate a lot to Fangirl because I myself am a fangirl. But I'm really excited to read it. Really excited to delve into another world by Rowell. Another quick recap. These were the books I finished in August. Well, technically a lie, but Vampire Diaries hopefully will be finished either today or tomorrow, so I'm still going to count it. And then these are the books I'm going to try to get read in September. Hopefully I will do well. But yes, so what did you guys get read in August? Tell me down below. And what are you planning to read in September? Also tell me down below. Let's have a conversation. And yeah, so like, favorite, comment, subscribe. Until next month. Bye, guys.